To whom it may concern. No, to you whom it absolutely concerns. Извините. Excuse me. In Russian. Excuse me because I don't understand you. Я не понимаю. I am so confused, and not by your Russian, trust me. Привет, меня зовут freaking Voot Damon. You know what, in fact, let's look at the Russian language, shall we? How do you conjugate the expression hot and cold behavior, here and there attitude, orbiting in and out of the universe every few weeks, seeing if I'm still around, but never being too interested when we're in the same city? Yeah. I don't get it.
His name is Damon and he's dating all around.
Dating around.
This romantic, not stopping till love's found. He's living in the city of love. So hang tight to see where this goes.
I think my table's dirty this time. You guys, I haven't done this in a while, mainly because I haven't been going on dates. So here's how it tends to work. I go back to the United States, I lose all libido, I don't even see anybody. I'm just not interested. So I think it carried over this time, you guys. Well, also, you guys have probably been following my Instagram story, seeing that I've been going to the raves, right? The December rave, January rave, and I've been meeting some cuties there, but it never tends to pan out the way I want it to. Much like this one. But the difference is this guy was gay, so. Okay, so I just thought I would keep my Russian notebook next to me because I have been learning Russian. You know, for the past few years, it's my Russian accent. For the past few years, I've been really oddly intrigued by Russia. And I'm so intrigued by Russia because everyone in the world has an opinion on Russia. But that can't be all Russia is, right? Like, people who are born and raised in Russia probably see Russia a lot differently. And so I wanted to learn their language because I'm like, how am I gonna see Russia from a Russian perspective? I'm not gonna see it through English. Then I found out that Russian has so many freaking rules. What'd I say in the intro, you guys? Excuse me, how do you conjugate the expression hot and cold behavior? Guys, you not only have to conjugate verbs in Russian, but you have to conjugate adjectives and nouns, and there are all these cases. If all these rules in Russian existed in English, this is how it would work. So we have the word dog. It's a dog, and it'll always be dog no matter where it is in the sentence. But in Russian, dog, depending on where it lands in the sentence, will be dog, doggy, doge, doga, dogr, dogana, dogasti, dogastash, dogastasha, dogstovaki, dogstovaka, dogstanovich, do svidanya. So I told myself I would learn it for fun. So I've been learning it for fun, right? And so tell me when I'm at the club, I meet a Russian guy, and I was so excited because not only was he my type, but then too, he was from Russia, so I'm like, please tell me more, I'm intrigued. And then third, I got to throw in my little Russian. Yatsik Raski. Whoa. Ruski Yatsik. I told you, I've only taken a few classes. Like, my notebook looks this big, but I've only used page 1 and 2. Okay. Я плохо говорю по-русски. That's me. And all the Russians are like, что? So I walk to the bar, I order my rum ginger, and then I walk back to the dance floor and I'm dancing. She had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Half the time, if that song's on, I'll be like, this is so lame. I can't believe that people dance to this kind of music. And the other half, I'm like, she had them apple bottom jeans. I was feeling it that night, so I was dancing. And then out of the corner of my eye, ding! There he was. I have many types. Like, you know the song, I ain't got no type. Bad bitches is the only thing that I like. Like, you could be booty ugly, but as long as you have a good personality and like kind of know how to take care of your booty ugliness, it'll be fine. Oh, and the no English thing. If you don't speak English, or if you're learning English, or if you speak English with an accent, it's a wrap. This guy was like a little smaller than I was, blonde hair, he had the blue eyes and like tan skin. I'm like, how'd you get that tan up in Russia? Once is like, okay, let it rest. See if when you look back again, if they're looking again, then you approach. They have to be like, you have to catch their glance at least 2 or 3 times. I hit him with the 4 glances. Oni, 9, 3, 4 glances. And finally, I catch him staring a little too long. I think I did this. We're just like, It could go two ways. I've had success and I've had failure with the two-finger call over. Because in some countries, people be like, oh, damn, he's bold. Like, okay, like, this is for fun. Let me just walk over there. And other people be like, why are you calling me like I'm a dog? I think just your reaction to anything that happens in life shows kind of like who you are as a person. So anyways, two-finger call over didn't work on Russia. Didn't work. Don't do it. And then I went over and I said, bonsoir, comment tu t'appelles? Ça va? Ça va bien? Tu danses? Tu t'aimes bien l'ambiance ici? He was like, And I was like, let me switch up the languages on him. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Estás visitando aquí? ¿Te gusta París? Like, es tu primera vez? And he goes, so I was like, alright, maybe this tan's from Portugal or Brazil. Então, amigo, tudo bem? Tá gostando de Paris? É sua primeira vez? English? Like, is he from America? Hey, are you from the States? Where are you from? What's your name? Russia. And I was like, good thing I've been learning Russian. I've taken 5 classes. Like, I do speak a little bit of Russian. Let me get my notebook out. Привет, меня зовут Damon. Я живу в Париж. Я люблю here. Like, I love it here. And I just want to know if I could find my pencil. If you guys could write in the comments below how to say, like, no fucks were given, please let me know and I'll write it down right here. Excuse me for coming up to you in a club to talk after you've been looking at me. And he goes, я не говори, what is it? Я не понимаю по-английски, я не говорю по-английски, я говорю по-русски. I told you I took 5 classes, okay? God. And I was expecting this dude to be like, wow, like you cared enough to even learn how to conjugate verbs in Russian. And he goes, and I was like, oh, okay, no worries, dude. Like, I'll go over there and dance. Like, I'm just saying hello. Like, all you have to do is say I'm not interested. Every Russian that I've come in contact with almost has this, like, attitude of, like, we know that the rest of the world thinks of us in this way. Or maybe, like, we know that Americans think of us this way. And, like, we don't really care to change it. And I'm like, I love that. At the time, I didn't know how to say this. So I pulled up the one, the only Google Translate, pulled it up in the club, 2:30 a.m., a few drinks deep, and that's you to know it's real, right? Like, you don't speak the same language, and frankly, you don't have to anymore. And I went like this. And I think on there it said, what do you think of Paris? And he goes, it's good. And I was like, wow, what a conversationalist. I understand this Russian. I'm like, maybe I do like you because I can actually understand your basic ass phrases. At that point, I was like, okay, this guy he's not interested in me, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna walk away. And as I walk away, deet, deet, deet. Oh, guess who? Him. So I know as I tell this story, it may seem like a pretty average thing to be happening, but when you really break it down, y'all, there's like Kesha on in this gay club with these bright blue lights, and here I am like, do you like Paris? And he's not excited. And as I leave, tap, tap, tap. What is your number? So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give him my number. Maybe I've always heard in the news that in Russia, like, gays have to be more discreet about just any activity, really, because you never know who is, I don't know, gonna do something. So I give him my number and then I leave. The next morning we match on Tinder. And this is another boring conversation. Why? People, what do you want? What do you want from me? It was the day after, so I send him the goofy face, no response. So 12 hours go by and I say, salut, and then his name, he responds, hi. They have this thing where, like, you use a parentheses, which I think is like a smiley face. So he says, hi, and I say, how long are you in Paris for? No response. Then I say, do you want to meet up? No response. So then 2 days go by, and that's when he texts me randomly. Okay, so then we have this message. Let me just try to read this. I will now attempt to translate my Russian conversation. He sends me hands like this, and I go, krasivye, which means, like, beautiful guy. He didn't respond, so I sent him an angry face, and he goes, not angry. And I said, I am. Now again, if you just zoom out and think of how ridiculous this is, I'm using Google Translate to translate what I want to say into Russian because my Russian isn't good enough. So I say, Привет, hello. And then, what is all this? И что ты делаешь сегодня вечером? Last night? What was your deal last night? What was up last night? What are you doing tonight? Damn, maybe I am good. He goes, I want to go to the club again. I go, what the hell? See, this is when you just use Google Translate and you do the full copy paste in the freaking phrase. I'm going to the club, but I don't know which yet. Damn, okay, Damon. Techno musica. Oh, I wanted techno music. This went on for hours, you guys. So like 7 hours later in this conversation of me just literally Google translating everything I wanted to say. Where are we at now? Let me get us back on track. Long story short, we don't go to the club that night. A few days later, so okay, times we've communicated in a very boring way. At the club, through text message. Now he sends me an email. Because he must have found my email somewhere. Hey, and I said, hi, how are you? Good, good. This is coming up as an email. Then a few days later, he has a new phone number and he sends me a picture of his face. Then he switched to English, which I thought was so cute. He caught on to like what I was doing. He must have Google translated this time. I wrote to you on Instagram. I wanted to ask, how are you? And you did not answer. Yeah, why would I? I'm in Russia. Here is a completely different phone number, but for some reason everything is sent via mail. Oh. And I said, because you didn't seem interested in talking to me in person. He sends me a sad face. And I say, I tried to talk to you. I'm in New York now anyway. Then he says, I'm in Moscow. One of them, he said, I wrote to you on Instagram. I never went to my Instagram and checked because I was like, I'm done with these digital conversations. I tried talking to you in person and now you see my Instagram and now you want to talk to me? So I never went to my Instagram to check to see his message. Now I go and I type in his username and I get, this person wants to send you a message. And when you're verified, you can either accept it or deny it. And so I just now clicked accept because I didn't know it. And now there's no message here. So all those damn messages that are like, this message has been unsent by sender. That was damn little Demetrius. Oh, he's so cute too. Oh my God, that's what we were working with back then? He's a little, I don't even know how to explain this Instagram. Wow, I was just deep on this Instagram, huh? That whole time, I'm just like, forgot the camera was on. Well, okay, so apparently I don't know the end of the story because I didn't access. Maybe he reached out to me on Instagram and said, look, I wasn't interested in person, but now that I see that you have followers, let me try to like date you now. Will you please let me know if you've had a situation like this where it's just like, but you, and the actions, but when we were together, but now on text, like something had to have gone through his mind, and it probably was the fact that once he got my Instagram, then he was all of a sudden interested. Well, guess what? I no longer am. Speaking of which, this one's dead. Let me take that out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next Dating with Damon. Good luck to you guys.
His name is Damon, and he's dating around.
Like I said, every Russian that I've been in contact with has been very attractive. Let's just put it this way. I wouldn't say no. You guys, I have the jankiest setup. You would think that I would like have an assistant at this point, that I would have somebody writing my emails. The whole thing fell off. My Russian, in fact, may be basic A1 level, but these flirting skills are all C1. I spent 4 months in London and I met a Russian guy, met his girlfriend, then wife. His girlfriend became his wife.